Hey guys, okay, I got this question on my Instagram. It's something I get asked pretty regularly about the keto diet and will the keto diet get you lean? Before I go on, I'm just going to split up that there's a massive misconception in fitness that low carbohydrate and keto are the same thing. They're not the same thing. To give you a little quick background, the difference between keto and a normal diet is your body normally runs off glucose. That's like petrol for your car or oil for your car. It's what your body needs to run as its fuel source. Using keto or ketones as your energy source then is an alternative. It's like petrol or diesel for your car. So you run off glucose or you run off ketones. It's way harder to get your body to run off ketones for a couple of reasons. The main one being that if you can get your body into full ketosis, you have an unlimited energy store. Like the reason marathon runners and endurance people use sachets and glucose drinks and things like that is because your body runs out of glucose. So you have to keep topping it up so your body has an energy source. Ketones, if you can get your body into ketones and use ketones as fuel source, it's unlimited. It's like literally running, an unlimited fuel source on your body. But it's really hard to get your body into full ketosis. So the difference between low carb and being in ketosis are very different things. So a keto diet isn't low carb. Keto means you're using ketones as your energy source. So if you're in a high protein, the biggest misconception is people go low carb, moderate to high fat, and then high protein, and then say they're in keto, and you're not in keto because your body's going to convert the protein. It's called glucogenesis, where your body converts protein into glucose, and then you'll use that as your glucose fuel source. So your body actually won't go into ketosis while your protein is so high. I think it's 70-30 fats to protein. Your body has to be massively prioritizing fats over protein in order to get into ketosis. And then you got to do samples on your body to see if you're using ketones as your the ketosis cards to see if you're actually using ketones as your fuel source. Do I think keto is an amazing fat loss or diet, to get you lean? So. I think you're going to have, I think it's better for a functioning athlete, if you're an endurance runner or a triathlete or a marathon runner, to try and get your body into ketosis is going to be golden for you because you're going to have an unlimited fuel source. In terms of body composition, look at it logically. You're going to be having 70% of your intake of food is going to come from fats and 30% is from protein. So is it optimal for body composition and looking leaner? Probably not. It's probably not the best thing you can do. Is it better than eating processed foods and loads of carbohydrates? Fuck yes, it is. But in terms of actual body composition, I don't think it's the best. On the flip side of that then, do I think a low carbohydrate diet will work? I've talked about it before. Depending on your genotype, depending on your somatotype, you're going to be either a carb person or a fat person. So this really varies from person to person. But 90% of people, I think, the majority of people, even if you are a fat person, low carb, or even if you are a carb person, low carbohydrate is going to make you lean. You're just going to feel fucking horrible doing it, but it is going to make you lean because the reality is your body's not going to have the glucose. It's not going to have a large glycogen stores. It's going to be constantly using its fat as its fuel source, either fat that you eat or fat on your body, the visceral or subcutaneous fat, the fat you can pull at. Your body's going to be using that as its fuel source. So low carbohydrate diets are going to work, As I said, depending on whether you're a fat person or a carb person in terms of what your body utilizes better, it's just going to depend on how you feel. I can drop my carbohydrates to zero. I did my first contest prep with 0 carbohydrates because my body doesn't need them, and I was fine. My mood was fine. I was tired. I was lethargic, but I was fine. Whereas I've got other clients and people I've worked with where I've dropped their carbs to 50 grams, and they literally are like, "Fuck, can't even think." Sometimes you have to do it. Other times I realize that obviously their genotype is fat, and I'll bump up their genotype is carbohydrates, and I'll bump it back up and prep them with higher carbs. But it varies person to person. Do I think it's low carb, moderate, high fat, and high protein is going to get you lean? Yeah, I do. It doesn't matter who you are. The only thing that's going to matter is if you tend to go better towards fats or better towards carbs is going to decide on how you feel. Whether you're able to do it pretty easily. But do I think you're going to get leaner doing it? Definitely, 100%, because of the whole, glucose, glycogen. You're basically running off fat the whole time. As I said, whether it's the food you eat or the body or the fat you're holding in your body is so efficient at using fat as its fuel source when your carbohydrates are low. So it will definitely work. So the main thing is don't get mixed up between low carb and keto. They're two different things. If you need to find out more about keto, I read a great book, The Keto Clarity, that I got from a good friend of mine. That really helped bump up my knowledge on keto and the keto diet. and how to get people into full ketosis. So they're not low carb, they're keto, which is two different things. If you're an athlete, endurance athlete, triathlete, something along those lines, definitely worth trying to get your body into ketosis. Use an unlimited fuel source for that. It's hard to do, but it's going to be amazing benefit if you can get it working. For people looking to just look better, drop your carbohydrates low, 0 to 50 grams, bump up your fats, bump up your protein, your body is going to look better. As I said, depending on your genotype, depending on whether you run better off fats or carbs, it's going to decide on how you feel, but I definitely think it's going to make you look better. So hope this video helps. Please like and share the page. If you've got any comments, I'll be replying for the next 24 hours, and I'll catch up with you guys soon.